Right? 7 to 37 12 from chapter 9. I think Gautam should do that because he's the host. So, offensive towards devotees, offensive towards the Lord Brahmanas that has been spoken. One who is full of false pride, envious of the goal of life, falls to an uncertain future. If you see, Lord has glorified Sridhar that you are my servant. That is why you are able to see. You are able to see my opulences. So it is not by wealth or power a person can see Lord. It's only by complete dedication and surrenderance one can see the Lord. So devotee means one who is always eager to serve. It is said in the millions of kalpas, Lord Brahma will never see that which Sridhar got the fortune. Now Brahma has got the position, but still Lord says, oh Sridhar, what you have got, that is very difficult even for Brahma to attain. So then what happens to a person who is full of pride? देखी मूर्ख दरिद्र ये सुजने रहसे कुंभी पाके या यसे निज कर्म दोषे. One who ridicules a poor, uneducated, saintly person goes as a result of his actions to the hell known as Kumbhi Paka. In the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, different hells have been described, the lower planetary systems. So here very clearly it has been said, the Kumbhi Paka hell, who goes, one who is very offensive towards a poor saintly person, an uneducated saintly person. Those who, while busy gratifying their senses out of madness, see an absence of worldly opulence and worldly education in a Vaishnava, and on seeing that absence, dare to ridicule him, are as a result of their actions tortured in the hell known as Kumbhipaka. So very clearly it has been said, don't see the external appearance of the Vaishnava. Even in Bhakti, even in Upadeshamrita also, very clear instruction has been given. One who sees the external feature and gets carried away by seeing the external feature, that is opulence or maybe education, that is not the criteria to identify a devotee. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर् न प्राकृतत्वमिह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गङ्गाम्बसां न खलु बुद्बुदफेन पङ्कैर् ब्रह्म द्रवत्वमपगच्छति नीरधर्मैः. Nectar of Instruction speaks this. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर्. Don't see the dosha of the body. Somebody is born as poor, somebody is deformed, somebody is not so beautiful, somebody is not rich, somebody is not educated, but he's a bhakta. Na prakrutattvamiha bhakta janasya vashet. Don't see in this way. It is like seeing Ganga in a different way. Actually, Ganga is emanating from the lotus feet of Lord. Ganga has the capacity to remove all our impurities. And going and seeing impurity in Ganga. Ram Teri Ganga Maili. What a horrible name. Just see. This is the name of the movie, Ram Teri Ganga Maili. How can Ganga be impure? Budbuda Gangam Basam Nakalu Budbuda Fena Pankai Brahma Dravatmama Pakachati Nira Dharmai. Don't go and see all these things, mud or foam. It is all because of the human propensity. When Pundalik goes behind his father and mother, he and his wife. He was a very cruel boy, actually. They initially was a very cruel boy. So then his mother and father, they thought that, okay, we'll get him married, at least he will improve. But then what happened after marriage also, he's the same thing. Then then the parents thought, what is the use of staying here? Let us go. Because he used to back answer, he used to ill-treat his parents. Then parents thought of going away. So when they thought like this, the wife tells, let us see where your father and mother are going. So they may go to Ganga, they may go to Varanasi. No, we will also go. We'll also go and see where they are going. So just see these both. They are riding on a horse and the parents are walking. They did not even get down from the horse to say, oh parents, you sit on the horse. Then these parents enter a wonderful ashram, Kukutamuni ashram. When they enter Kukutamuni ashram at that time, these two, Pundalik and his wife, they also enter. At the time they see three ugly ladies coming inside the ashram and going inside, coming inside the ashram. After some time, they come out of the ashram. When they come out, they are looking very beautiful, like angels, like devis. So then Pundalik could not stop himself asking them, who are you? When you entered, you are very horrible looking. But now when you have come out, you look very beautiful. Then they introduced themselves. They said, I am Ganga, I am Yamuna, I am Saraswati. But you yourself, like sinful people like you, when they come and dip in our holy water, you deposit your sins in us. And when we come to Kukutamuni, sage like Kukutamuni, a saintly person, when we come here and serve, we regain our beauty. So that is the power of a saintly person. He may be poor, he may be not good looking, but even Ganga comes to serve pure devotees. That is why pure devotees, when they go to Yatra, when they dip in the holy river feels very blissful. Because the Vaishnavas, they have the capacity to take the sins. Now, Ganga has the capacity to take the sins, but Ganga wants to teach the lesson that whatever you see, that is all your sins. You don't find any fault in me. Whatever Buddha Fena Pankaya, sometimes going and seeing, oh, so much of impurities are there. That impurity has been put by a human. It's not Ganga is impure. So here in the Skanda Purana, Markandeya speaks to Bhagirath as follows. Bhagirath brought Ganga. I was not knowing actually. Today topic is of Ganga. I just casually put Chaitanya Bhagavat is Ganga itself. It's not casually, mean it. Taking dip in Chaitanya Bhagavat is purifying ourselves. Exactly the same topic. Sometimes I'm wondering how Vrindavan Das Thakur, he really knows, he really gives us the intelligence to speak in the same mood. Yo hi Bhagavatam lokam upahasam rupottama karoti dasya nashyanti artadharma yashasutaha nindam kuruvanti ye mudha vaishnavana mahatmanam patanti pitrubhi sardham maharaurava samgite hanti nindati vaidveshti vaishnavanam Vaishnavannabhinandati Rudhyate yati no harsham darshane patanani yat darshane patanani sat. My dear king, if one derides an exalted devotee, he loses the results of his pious activities, his opulence, his reputation, and his sons. Vaishnavas are all great souls. Whoever blasphemes them falls down to the hell known as Maharorava. He is also accompanied by his forefathers. See what a powerful statement. Not only he goes, he takes his forefathers also. He is also accompanied by his forefathers. Whoever kills or blasphemes a devotee, whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava, whoever is envious of a Vaishnava or angry with him, or whoever does not offer obeisances or feel joy upon seeing a Vaishnava, certainly falls into a hellish condition. So Markandeya Rishi is speaking this to Bhagirath. He lost his family, Bhagirath. He wanted to uplift all his forefathers. So Markandeya Rishi is speaking this. Why this has happened? And very clearly, even in Bhagavatam it has been said, devotees, they are compared to Ganga. When Suta Goswami comes to Naimisharanya, the sages of Naimisharanya, they glorify Suta Goswami by saying, Yadipada Samshaya Suta Munayaha Prashamayana Sadhya Punanti Pasrushta Swarganyapanu Sevaya. So they say, oh Suta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the water of Ganga can sanctify only after prolonged use. Now, if we compare Vaishnavas and Ganga, then Vaishnavas are more powerful because Vaishnavas can go everywhere. And in this way, purify those who have taken their shelter. But one has to go near Ganga. And Ganga can purify only after prolonged use. Now, this statement is given in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter. Vaishnava chinite pare kahare sakati achaye sakale siddhi dekaye durgati. Who has the ability to recognize a Vaishnava? Although a Vaishnava possesses all perfection, he appears to be afflicted. Another powerful statement. Vaishnava, once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, why don't you all show some chamatkar? Prabhupada said, it's very easy to show. But you fools will start deriding Lord by calling us Lord. So it is said, Vaishnava they have all perfections. They have siddhis. All ashtasiddhis are there in a pure devotee. But still he appears as if he's afflicted by the disease or something like that. He shows, see, even in the diseased position also, I'm chanting, you should also chant. He has to set an example. No? Even in the diseased position also, I don't give up my morning programs. Whatever my Acharya has told to me, I have to do. So then, Krishna teaches through a Vaishnava. When Bhishma Pitamaha, he asked Lord, why such pure devotees like Pandavas suffered, afflicted? No? Why they suffered? Because they are pure devotees. It is not that they are, because of their karmas they would have suffered. What must be the reason? The Lord told, it is just to set an example. Pandavas, when they were sent in exile, they were always happy. To such an extent, Kunti Maharani says, give the difficulties again and again. Difficulties are the means to remember Krishna more. It is not that when difficulties are there, we give up devotional service, chanting, hearing. This should be always there. Haridas Thakur was asked by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, oh, you're afflicted by disease, you're suffering. He said, no, I am not suffering because of disease. I am suffering because I am not able to complete my prescribed rounds of 192. So just see, the devotees, when they suffer, it is not because of their karmas. It's not because of their karmas. Srila Prabhupada was bedridden for 1 month. In that also, Prabhupada is speaking Bhagavatam. So when pure devotees are suffering, it is not because of their karmas they want to teach to the conditioned souls that and the sadhakas like us, that even in the utter difficulty also, don't stop. Don't stop the devotional practices. Foolish people maddened with worldly knowledge cannot recognize a Vaishnava. All perfections are within the grip of a Vaishnava, but he is indifferent to those perfections. Therefore, in the vision of foolish people, he is completely distressed and afflicted. So some may think, oh, he is very much in difficulty, but he is actually blissful. He is enjoying within. It may appear to a mundane person, oh, he is suffering so much. He has all anxiety. But no, a pure devotee is always surrendered to his spiritual master. In this way, surrendered to Krishna through his spiritual master. He is always in bliss. Khola vicha Shridhar, tahara yehi sakshi, bhakti matra nila, ashta siddhi ke upekshi. The story of Shridhar, the banana seller, is proof of this. For he accepted only devotional service and rejected the 8 mystic perfections. Mukti mukti sprahayavad. Very clearly it has been said, mukti, these 8 siddhis, they are all like pishachis. They are only pisachis. The 8 mystic perfections which are adored by people, desirous of fruitive results, engaged in sense gratification, will easily trampled underfoot by the seemingly poor Shridhar, who obtained the benediction of devotional service. The opulences of freedom from rebirth, mystic perfection, sovereignty in the lower planetary systems, and the position of Brahma are goals of persons who have not realized their self. But for the Vaishnava who has taken shelter of a self-realized soul, such goals are naturally insignificant. Those who receive the opportunity to discuss the pastimes of Shridhar obtain the prime example of these topics. So it is fortune to hear the topics of great devotees like Shridhar. What is the use of having 8 perfections, becoming smallest of the smallest, lighter of the lightest, able to float in the air? I'll tell you my real example. When I came in contact with the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, because when I give you the real example, you'll understand. At least I can understand now how important that prayer was for me. I prayed because I could visualize many things. Sixth sense was very, very sharp. In the childhood, you will not believe. I used to show to my sister. I used to raise above the ground and I could easily float. When I used to get down from the staircase, I used to never walk. I used to just float and come. And my friends saw this. I used to do all these things in my childhood. Any air crash, plane crash, I used to say, now plane is crashing, is going to crash, hijack is going to, I don't know, all these things used to come. And I used to think, what is happening? And could see the marks, what is to come, could know what is going to happen before. My mother used to ask me many times, what is going to happen? So all these things, many times, many times. When I came in teachings of Srila Prabhupada, Before that, actually, I joined even Reiki class. I could even see the chakras. I could tell her all my chakras are open and all these things I used to say. When I came in teaching Srila Prabhupada, I thought all these things are actually useless. I prayed to Lord, oh Lord, remove all these things. Because that is to give too much of type of anxiety, a type of pride also that I know so many things. So this type of prayers I did. Lord, remove whatever is because of previous life. Some yogi must be. So then, when that was removed, and I wanted really a pure devotional service, serving the Vaishnava, serving Guru Acharya. And by Krishna's mercy, that mission has been given. So all these siddhis and all these things are actually a cause of anxiety and a pride in a person. Yata dekha Vaishnavera vyavhara dukkha nishchaya janiha see parananda sukha. Know for certain that whatever worldly distress is seen in a Vaishnava is actually spiritual happiness. Now just see, what a powerful statement. Worldly distress is actually a pure happiness for a Vaishnava. We can see the example of Narsimha Mehta. Now we had gone to Dwarka. Vasandani Prabhu, please mute your phone. We had gone to Dwarka. At the time we discussed the pastime of Narsimha Mehta. Narsimha Mehta was a dumb boy. Dumb, deaf, dumb, not deaf, dumb. He lost his parents in the early childhood. In 1 year itself, he lost his parents. It was his grandmother who grew him up. At the age of something around 8, he was taken to a great saint. And the saint told him to chant Radha Krishna. When he chanted Radhe Krishna, though dumb boy, but when the saint told him chant, then he had a elder brother. Elder brother got married. But the wife was very cruel, always criticizing Narsimha Mehta. Then it so happened Narsimha also got married. And he begot 2 children. Now this, and he was not earning much, farms and all, whatever. So this became more topic of criticism for this, for his bhabhi. So she started, sister-in-law started criticizing. Now brother also started criticizing. Then Narsimha Mehta thought, oh, let me go out of this house because I am becoming a burden. A grandmother also left. She left the body. So then they became like a burden to the elder brother. So Narsimha Mehta along with his children came out of the house. They stayed in another place, very poor. Somehow got the daughter married. But then he lost his son. At the age of 18 itself, the son died. And in that shoka, wife also died. Now just see, so much of distress. But then Narsimha Mehta sings a song where he says, oh Lord, you have freed me from all the bandhana. And he is singing the song and jumping in spiritual happiness. So one may say, oh, so much of distress is there. But Narsimha Mehta was experiencing the spiritual bliss. So that is the characteristic of a pure devotee. By seeing a fully engaged devotee's scarcity rather than external opulence, sickness rather than good health, poverty rather than wealth, ignorance rather than scholarship, those who consider such a Vaishnava is also afflicted by various deficiencies and is hankering after gold, women, fame like the karmis, and thus consider him distressed should be understood to have lost their intelligence. Although known as the sun-like personality of a Kayastha family, Shri Das Goswami Prabhu also never felt any worldly distress and gave up etiquette by disregarding learned Brahmanas. Although materialists considered the Birkhas and Sakar Malik were afflicted by worldly distress because of acting as servants under the rule of a Yavana king, they were never afflicted by worldly distress. Rather, they were absorbed in the service of Shri Chaitanya's lotus feet. Although Thakur Haridas was born in a Yavana family and Thakur Udharana Datta was born in a Suvarna Vanika family, they never felt any worldly distress since they were constantly engaged in the ecstatic service of Hari. They did not get any opportunity to feel the burden of or become overwhelmed with distress like ordinary people. If one understands the relationship between Krishna's desire and that which karmis and jnanis consider distressful, then that understanding becomes the source of spiritual happiness. That is why Sri Gaurasundar has manifested the words Naham Vipraho Nachanarapatirna Vaishyo Nashudro Naham Varani Nachagrahapatirna Vanasto Yatirva Kintu Progdyan Nikhila Paramananda Purnamrtabhe Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudasa. Very important to understand who am I. And in this way, forbidden one to think in terms of I and mine on the platform of mixed happiness and distress. For a self-realized soul, there is no possibility of invoking distress born of anything that has no relationship with the self. So to understand this topic better, Kunti Maharani prayers are most useful. Kunti Maharani says, Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gulavattaye Atmaramaya Shantaya Kaivalye Pataye Namaha. You are the dhana. When a devotee is having such a bada dhana of Krishna, Krishna is served by Sahasra Lakshmi. Whoever is serving Krishna, though outwardly he may not be having more of worldly opulence, but he is having internal opulence. Because his worldly opulence can give some temporary sukha, but internal opulence, surrenderance to Krishna, gives internal bliss. That internal bliss and satisfaction is not, that cannot be purchased even by spending so much of money. A devotee is very much contented by chanting the holy name. A devotee performs his duty just for the sake of performing. Because he has his dependents, children are there. Just for the sake, he performs. But within, he should be like a lotus, Padma Patram Ivambasa. He should be like the lotus leaf, though in the water, but never drenched. Because in this material world, whatever opulence is there, it is anyhow temporary. Whatever education is also there, that is also temporary. Whatever positions we have in this material world is going to be lost once you are retired. Nobody is going to ask you. Till the position, till the time you have the seat in your office, people think, oh, you are so and so, so and so. After that, no one is going to ask. But the position in the material, in the spiritual world as servant of Krishna will always grow. We always be recognized. Today also, Mirabai, Narsim Mehta, Tukharam, Sakhubai, they are all remembered. Every day we say Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. We never even utter our grandfather, grandmother's name. We don't even remember them. Until and unless, yes, they gave you spiritual consciousness, yes, you will remember them. Material grandfather, grandmother, who is remembering them? But a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada is glorified in every house. In every house. The devotees, they just chant the name of Srila Prabhupada and thus sanctify themselves. That is why position in the spiritual world as a servant of Krishna will always grow and will also grow the spiritual bliss. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. No questions?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी नरसिंह मेहता ने जो गुजराती में बोला था वो बताओ.
हाँ बोलो बोलो बोलो.
ભલું થયું ભાંગી જંજાટ સુખેથી ભજસુ હરિનું નામ.
Yes, झंझाट से छोड़ दिया भगवान, आपने छुटकारा पा लिया,
Yes,
छुटकारा दे दिया हमें। कहते हैं मुझे छुटकारा दे दिया हो कृष्ण, इसलिए मैं हरि नाम को और अच्छा कर सकता हूँ।
माता जी नारद जी ने भी ऐसा ही किया था ना, जब उनके मदर का देहांत हुआ तो इंटरनली ही वाज वेरी हैप्पी।
But then the question comes, why Vyasa cried when Sukadeva Goswami left? Attachment to devotee family is good, because the devotee family encourages your devotion. That is not jal. That is in fact very good. That is a putreti putreti. You can have attachment to your devotee children, devotee husband, devotee wife, because just for the intention of having the support for performing devotional service. So we should know where we can apply this also. Like Pundalik served his father and mother after hearing. But we cannot expect Prahlad Maharaj to serve Hiranyakashipu. So the context is different. Okay. So prepare yourself for Janmashtami nicely. Start collecting funds. Everywhere Janmashtami festival is going to happen. Kandivali, Thane. Start collecting funds. And Balaram Jayanti is there on 31st. Come to gain the strength and bliss from Lord Balaram. Exactly 1 week before is Balaram Jayanti. And the day is the last day of spring festival. Requesting the devotees who are staying in the vicinity, they can come every day to swing Lord Radha Govinji. It is also a fortune actually. It requires a fortune. Avail the fortune. And on Balaram Jayanti, those who are staying far outside Thane, everyone try to come to the temple. Take part in the festivals. Festivals are the ways to express our servitude to Krishna. Or what is the chance, or what is the way? We have to serve Krishna in different ways. So festivals allows us to do that. Festivals gives us an opportunity to speak about Krishna to others also. Give them the opportunity. So here we'll stop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandut Pranam.